What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. On today's episode, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to make a copycat recipe. I don't normally make these. I find them kind of boring, but we're going to switch it up. We're not going to make your typical Jack in the Box or Carl Jr. burger you've had a million times. We're going to do something from a Mexican-American fusion restaurant, and we're going to make the Chiwawa. So come with me on today's episode and see exactly how I make it. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's called Smell What Coop is Cooking, and here's the mise en place, and here's the things that we're going to be chopping up to put inside of our Chiwawa. Alright, here are all the veggies that I'm going to be using and the various toppings that are going to be building this Chiwawa. First, I'm going to dice up some red onion. Follow that with some cilantro that I'm going to roughly chop up. Next, I got one red bell pepper. I'm going to dice this up. Look how pretty that looks. Here I've got a Roma tomato. I'm going to dice this up as well. And I'm going to cut up some of this iceberg lettuce here. I'm just going to slice off a sliver right here. And then I'm going to finely dice that up. I got a lime here. I'm going to be cutting this into wedges. Into this bowl, I've got some frozen corn. I'm going to throw that in and let that thaw out. I'm going to be using two different kinds of cheese in this dish. The first one I got here is some cotija cheese. And I've got some queso fresco. Queso fresco, let's go. I'm going to crumble that up into a separate bowl. And I'm going to set both of these to the side. You're going to see what I'm going to use both of these cheeses for. Now that we got all of our ingredients chopped up and ready to go, it's time to start making some of these toppings that are going to go on to our Chiwawa. First thing I'm going to make is some guacamole. I'm going to take my avocados, slice them open, get my seed out, and get them into this bowl. Mash those avocados up a little bit. Add some cilantro. Some of those diced red onions from earlier. And some of those diced Roma tomatoes. Grab a fork, mix that up, start to stir it and combine it all. Oh, what? Stop. Gotta add some salt. Forgot to put some salt in, you guys. And gotta go in with some freshly cracked black pepper. Couple of those lime wedges. Give that a good mix now, and there you go. Guacamole is finished. Moving along here, I'm going to start making this corn salsa. This is another topping that's going to be going on to my Chiwawa. Into my bowl of thawed corn, I'm going to add red onions, tomatoes, and cilantro. Squeeze a lime wedge. Maybe 2 lime wedges. Big old pinch of salt and pepper. And now I'm gonna mix this until well combined. And now to make this fried rice ball concoction, this is gonna be the base for our Chiwawa. I got my trusty dusty rice cooker out. I'm going to use a cup of rice, put that in a bowl here, and what I want to do is rinse this rice, you guys. Pour some water inside, rinse it out like that. Off camera, I actually added about another half a cup of rice, so if it looks like a little bit more, it is. But continue to rinse your rice, letting that water drain out, continuously going back and forth between putting more water inside and letting it drain out. Rough it around in there a little bit. Make sure you mix it all up, get all that starch out. You don't want that water to run white like that anymore. You want it to get it as clear as you can. So just keep rinsing it like that till you get that water clear. Now that I got my rice rinsed, I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this into my rice cooker. Into this rice cooker, I'm gonna introduce some cilantro. Add some water in here. Mix all that up. Close my top, set it, and forget it. I'm gonna make a little dredging station here as well. So into this mixing bowl, I'm gonna crack 3 eggs. I'm gonna whisk those up and beat those eggs, incorporate those all together. This is gonna be my egg wash. I've also got 1 bowl of panko breadcrumbs here as well. All right, now that my rice has popped, I'm gonna go ahead and open that lid and get this steaming hot rice out into a giant mixing bowl. I need to use this when it's hot. Can't use it when it's cold, so I gotta transfer it immediately. Hot, 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 super hot rice. Now that I got that steaming hot rice into the bowl, I'm gonna start adding in some of this queso fresca cheese. Now I'm gonna start folding this cheese into the rice, mixing it all together so the heat and that steam from the rice can slowly start to melt that cheese and help it stick together. This is gonna be used as somewhat of a binder, but it's also gonna create that cheesy, sticky rice ball you want. Now, one of the main techniques of this dish is to now take this steaming hot rice ball and form them into rice balls. So I'm gonna pick them up here, burning my hands in the process. Ha, hoo, hee, ha, ha. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. I went out and got all these ingredients for this dish, went to the store, picked it all up, brought it home, and realized you didn't buy any gloves. So needless to say, I got 3rd-degree burns on the palms of my hand making this, but I bring this dish to you all, the people. Next, I'm gonna take this cheesy rice ball, now that we have it formed. I'm gonna dredge it into my egg wash. Let a little bit of that excess drip off there. And then I'm gonna dip it into this panko crust until it's well coated all the way around. I'm gonna rinse and repeat that process for all of my rice balls. Now that I got all my cheesy rice balls coated with that panko crust, it's time to get to frying these bad boys. So into my large Dutch oven here, I'm going to be adding some vegetable oil. Once I've got my oil heated and ready for frying, I'd say about 450 degrees, I'm going to start dropping my rice balls into this hot grease. I'm going to fry it on each side for about 1.5 minutes each. You want your rice balls to come out looking golden brown, just like this. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna rinse and repeat that process for the rest. I've also got some black beans over here I've been hooking up on the stove. Earlier I said I'm only gonna be using 2 cheeses for this dish, but I'm lying because I'm actually gonna be using 3. So in a glass microwave safe dish, I'm gonna be adding 1 can of nacho cheese. In my cast iron pan here, I'm gonna be cooking up some marinated chicken. I'm gonna heat a couple of tablespoons of oil. Once I get my oil hot, I'm gonna add in my marinated chicken. With my burner up to about medium high heat, I'm gonna cook this chicken, letting all that moisture evaporate out, letting that steam through and cook that chicken. Then with all that moisture cooked out, I'm gonna start getting a little bit of color on this chicken, and then it is done. All right, now that everything is cooked for this Chihuahua, let's start putting this monstrosity together. Onto my plate, I'm gonna take this crispity crunchity, cheesy fried rice ball. I'm gonna cut this in half and set the 2 mounds on my plate. You can see the inside of this rice ball is still cheesy It's still soft, it's still like rice on the inside, but it's got that nice crispy exterior. Next, I'm gonna cover these fried rice balls with that nacho cheese. Y'all already know 1 scoop isn't enough. I gotta go in with a little bit more of that cheese. Next, I'm gonna go in with some of that chicken that I just made. Slide that on top. Followed by those black beans, corn salsa, Pico De Gallo, and some of that fresh homemade guacamole. Drizzle on some of this Mexican sour cream. Surround the Chihuahua with some of that iceberg lettuce. Couple of glugs of your favorite Mexican hot sauce. Some cilantro. A little bit of that cotija cheese. And there you have it, you guys. The Chihuahua. Alright, let's dive into this one, you guys. Got that crispy exterior from that panko crust from the fried rice ball. The center is still soft, cheesy. Got that delicious chicken that we just cooked on top. The fresh corn salsa, fresh guacamole. Let's get a taste of this right here. Let me get a little scoop for Coop. Another one. Another fire dish, you guys. This Chihuahua is not going to disappoint you. Try this one out. Let me know how you like it in the comment section. Man, you can't go wrong with this one. There you have it, you guys. The Chihuahua. Check this one out. Let me know how you guys like it in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with friend or foe. You already know. And we'll catch you guys right back here next week for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking.